So this is my reassessment for position, velocity, and acceleration. So my problem says that a man is traveling from city A to city B with a initial velocity of 20 kilometers per hour at a constant acceleration of 0.5 kilometers per hour. Then he travels back from city B to city A with a constant velocity of 45 kilometers per hour. And that the round trip is total 3 hours. So over here I have everything that you can assume from the question, and you can assume that the total time of the whole trip was 3 hours. The time from A to B equals t hours, and the time from B to A is 3 minus t hours, because 3 hours is the total trip. So if you subtract time from A to B, that equals time from B to A. And then the D equals the distance between cities A and B. So and the question's asking you to find the average speed of the car for the whole journey. So in order to find the average speed of the car, you have to use this formula of total distance traveled over total time taken, which would equal that the velocity average is the distance of A to B plus the distance of B to A over time of A to B plus the time from B to A. So we know that we have like the total time, which is 3 hours, but we don't know the distance from A to B. So in order to find the distance from A to B, we have to use this formula for formula for D from A to B, which, because you know you have your acceleration, because you're accelerating, you're not just at a constant speed the whole time, so that's why you use this formula. And then for the distance between B to A, you have to use the velocity times the time, which after you plug in all your values for distance A to B, you get 20t plus 0.25t squared. And then for B to A, after you plug in your values, you get 135 minus 45t. So now we know that to find the distance between A and B, cities A and B, you have to find t. So since the distance from A to B and B to A are the same, they're equal, you can set the distance A to B equal to d from the distance from B to A. So after you set it all up, you get 20t plus 0.25t squared equals 135 minus 45t. And after you calculate all that, you get 0.25t squared plus 65t minus 135 equals 0. And since this is a quadratic equation, you have to use a quadratic formula to solve for t. And once you plug in all your values, you solve it, and you get that t equals 2.06 hours. So you know that it took 2.06 hours to get from city A to city B. So you have time from A to B is just t, so you know that's 2.06 hours. And then you have to calculate time from B to A, which is 3 minus t, which is 3 minus 2.06, which equals 0.94 hours. So the time from B to A is 0.94 hours. And then you still don't know the distance from A to B. So in order to find the distance, you have to take this formula. D distance from A to B equals this, 20t plus 0.25t squared. You have to use that and plug in what you got for t, which is 2.06 hours. And you have to use t to AB because you're doing distance to AB. So you plug it into that formula, and you get distance to AB equals 42.26 kilometers. And you know that the distance to B to A is equal to the distance A to B, so you know that they're the same. And then you take this formula and you plug in all your values that you got, and which gives you the average velocity of 28.17 kilometers per hour.